Yo, what's up, guys? This is Stretches of Fire bringing you some more content for Warhammer Chaos and Conquest this week. Today, I'm going to cover a couple different broad topics. Before I get into that, I just want to let you guys see what I've gotten to this week. As far as right now, it is day 24 or 25 I've been on this game, and I have finally hit my 4 million goal on here, which is pretty cool. A lot of cool things have been happening recently for my keep, and a lot of different things have been going on within my server, which I'm sure everybody else has their own little issues going on as well. But long story short, let's break it down into what we're going to be going over on the topics. Today, I think we should cover a little bit of what you should be focusing on as far as it comes to troops as a first topic. Second topic, we can break down what's the best approach to spending if you do spend money on this game and what you should use those warpstones for. Let's see what we got here real quick. Chaos chest. Bum, ba, ba, dum. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that should be another thing is we should discuss a little bit of that, but that'll be in another video. We'll go over that a little bit later. And third topic, last but not least, we're going to go over the equipment. And the equipment, you can see that we'll be covering around my champion here. We'll buff out not just my champion, but my troops as well. So starting it off, right going into the topics, let's go into what we want to make sure we can build into. As far as I am right now, I currently have, as far as my army is concerned, these troops listed here. I just unlocked my what can we call these guys? Let me look back over here. The Chaos Ogres. Yeah, I just unlocked them this morning, so I'm working on some Chaos Ogres as we speak, which are going to be pretty sick. I cannot wait to see these guys in action. But I mean, look at that health, 1,500. That's crazy. That's awesome. I mean, these guys are going to be packing a punch, and there's so many buffs that go with them as well in my champion skills. But breaking down the troop count, let's go back up into the keep here and look at my army. I aimed for tier 3 as fast as I could. Tier 3 troops, they're going to be the best for you if you're one of those early game players like myself. Only been playing for about 25 days. If you've been on here for 25 days or less, make sure your strategies are going straight for the tier 3 troops. And if I were you, I'd probably start keeping that keep and getting it up to about 16, maybe 17, because it takes 24 days to get 19 up with full buffs and everything. So that's going to be a lot of resources and a lot of time that you're going to have to wait on. But 17 is pretty good average number to keep your level keep at if you're one of these early game players. The reason why I'm saying to go with tier 3 is if you bring tier 2 troops out there and you're playing for as long as I am, there's already players out there with tier 3 troops. And if you're talking about wars with these other alliances, you're looking at a big loss, a big loss. Your tier 2 troops will literally be meat shields for anything coming their way. And if you only have tier 2 troops, you're not going to win the war. Even if you have a bigger, higher power count on them, those tier 2 against tier 3, it's going to be a big little stat difference when it comes down to who's going to be winning. And tier 3 pretty much have the high ground when it comes to that. So going into your tier 3, you should have one goal and one path right off the bat. You should figure out what you want to aim for. I personally went to go with the cannons first, but I switched my roles up to go for the giants, which I kind of wish I didn't, but go with the cannons. The cannons were really awesome. The cannons are actually super strong. If I pull up one right here, I'll show you. 1,800 health. Their damage is 750. And if you hold down on that, you can get the little stats on there so you can see what they do. So, I mean, you have 750 damage. That's the amount of damage the unit deals in ranged combat alone. And this boy is a ranged warrior. He will decimate all that comes through him. So if you can get those up and all the research times down for him, you're going to have a really buff alliance and a buff player as your own. You're going to be destroying people. Going from the cannons, I'd recommend maybe try and go for Chaos Ogres next and then the Giants. But the Giants themselves will pretty much be your meat shield. So if you want to protect those cannons, I would say go for the Giants, then the Ogres last. Going into our second part of the topics we're going over, bundles and what bundles are the best bundles to go with. Yes, yes, yes. And you can watch a free video and get 20 of these Warpstones. Do that. Try to do as much as you do. I slack on them. I should do it all the time, but do it. It's going to help out. But going on to this topic, if you're looking at these bundles, this game's pay to play. You're going to get bored every now and then, and you want to get those upgrades up real quick. As you can tell, they don't have the one that I really like going at. Well, actually, here it is. Corruption of Time. Go for these bundles right here because that's going to be pretty much the best for you. They give out a pretty good amount of resources. And, I mean, $5, $5 to literally knock off what is maybe like 3 or 4 hours, 5 hours a time, and you're starting out. It's not. It can help out. Use those buffs. Use those speed ups when you need them. Don't just toss them all out at once. Like space them out. Make sure you can use them. That way you can upgrade what you want and get to what you need faster. And then when you break down those crystals, so as you can see right up here, I have 19,000 Warpstones. So I've actually bought, I think, 2 of the $100 packs, the bundles. But if you look inside your items down on the bottom left-hand corner over here, you can go to your store here, and then there's a thing called chests. Before we get to chests, I'm just going to go over here real quick. Where are you at? Where you at? Where you at? I'm going to find you. I think I saw it. Where's the teleports? Teleport. 2,800 for a teleport. Don't even waste your warpstones on that. If you want, you can collect your alliance tokens here, and you can literally get one for 175,000, which is so much better because that's free. If you're using your warpstones on those, then you're doing something wrong. So I don't recommend doing that. But going into the chest, I would say the best chest in here is going to be the large boost chest for 42,000 warpstones. If you can save up all your warpstones and get that chest, this isn't just a percentage chance. You're literally going to get everything you see. That's going to help out a lot when it comes down to your times. If you can space everything out good. If you want to just use them all at once, go for it. I mean, I'm not going to stop you, but just make sure you have a goal lined up so that way you know what you're going to be getting up to. And like I said, getting your keep up to around like maybe 17 is going to be a really good stopping point so that way you can start getting all those other things upgraded. But in the meantime, these boost chests are going to be awesome. And if you have warpstones, you can use them for whatever you want. I'm not saying go strictly for the large boost chest, but that's probably the best deal you're going to get in this game is the large boost chest. You're going to get a lot of that if you don't spend those warpstones. And the last thing I was going to cover, we covered the tier 3 troops. We covered the warpstones and what bundles and what your spending needs would be going forth onto that. And the last thing I was going to cover was the equipment on the champion. Oh, look, I got some skills. Got some skills. Let's see what we can do here. Then we'll go back to that. My character has a really cool little buff. I'm aiming for more of my Nurgle champions and my Nurgle warriors. So I kind of look for more of the buffs facing that. As you can tell right here, I have the Nurgle armor bonus on this with 3 other buffs as well. And I mean, the best thing you can do is focus a goal on what you want to get your keep to. Whatever you feel like you're going to stop at, then wait until you see that item inside of your equipment. What do you call this place? The Daemonic Forge. Check everything out in here. You can go through here, see what everything is at. 17 will get us literally Empire Vanquish damage bonus, an infantry armor bonus, and a champion armor bonus. I mean, you have the pieces. If you buy stuff, you have the pieces. You can literally wait it out instead of wasting these pieces on things that you're not going to use in the future. Wait it out until you get to that level on your keep to be able to forge what you see here. I waited until I got to 15 so I can make this Cleaver of Bile. And as you can see, it was only at plus 2%. If I go to what I have right now on myself, I'm at plus 4.5% on it. And I'm just going to keep upgrading. The next upgrade literally takes me up to 9%. And my champion melee damage with range damage goes up to 15%, which is awesome. I mean, work on figuring out which equipment's going to work best for you. And if you're losing out on some items like I am here, you can go in here and you can request it. After you click on it, you can find them on the world map. If you look around and fight foes, you can drop, they'll be able to drop items for you, or you can strictly go back in here, swipe all the way over, go to your components, and find the item if it's in there or not. And if you wanted to, click it, max it out. Every time it's probably pretty much going to be about 2,000 Warpstones for 100 of these little items. But if you're a late game player, these Gaze of Dark Gods or the Favor of Corn, that's literally going to be the that's going to be the best thing you're going to find. I mean, this is 78 for 19,000 Warpstones, but it takes 365 days to create the the warriors. I mean, that's a little crazy. I'm sure they're going to update that a little bit, but you never know. But yeah, that's my video, you guys. If you found this to be helpful, shoot me a thumbs up on the video and hit me with a subscribe if you're down to watch some more of these videos in the future. I will be hosting some more interview type of series coming up as well. I've been talking with a lot of the top 10 players and all the top 10 alliances amongst every server. And I'm thinking about coordinating a little sit down interview with some players, get their ideas of what the game are and what they see was the best for them and which pathways they went or which kind of builds they went with. But yeah, I'll cut the video short. Thanks for tuning in, and y'all have a great day.